Hey guys, Jane here, and today I am doing a book review of NeverMoor, The Trials of Morrigan by Jessica Townsend. Um, I started reading this because I saw a lot of people mention it on BookTube, and it looked really fun. I am a big fan of Harry Potter and Fablehaven. I've read some, middle grade fantasy. I don't do a lot of the epic fantasy, so I like the younger, the YA, and in the middle grade is more for me. But also, it's not something I read a ton of. I like fantasy, but I'm just not hugely into it. So, bear that in mind with my review. This book is about a girl named Morrigan Crow, and she is cursed. She was born on a specific day, and kids born on this day are cursed, and it is believed that they will die at a certain time. It also is believed that they have magical powers to do all kinds of bad things. So she's always getting blamed for all the problematic things that happen in her world. So if somebody breaks a hip and she talked to that person like ever, it is her fault. One day, right before she's about to be old enough that she should be, being dying soon, this guy named Jupiter shows up and kidnaps her is not really the right word. He convinces her to come away with him, and he wants her to go through these trials as his. He wants to be her patron to go through these trials, and if she makes it through the ends of the trials, she gets to join a thing called the Wonders Society. And Morrigan isn't really sure about a lot of the elements of it. She's not sure if she belongs. The society only accepts 9 new people each year, and there's a ton, hundreds of applicants. Also, everybody seems more talented than she is. And another issue that she has is that she isn't from NeverMoor, which is where Jupiter brought her. And so her participation is a problem. I'm trying not to give too much away because I'm trying to do a non-spoiler review on this one. I didn't feel that there was enough in it for me that I needed to talk about to spoil it, so I'm trying to be really careful with what I say here. So let me start with my rating, and then I'll tell you kind of why. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I did like it. I'm going to read the next one, but it definitely wasn't amazing to me. A lot of people had compared it to Harry Potter, and I could see a lot of the tropes in Harry Potter and a lot of the elements of Harry Potter, but I also didn't think, for me, it was as good as Harry Potter. I would not probably be like, oh, if you liked Harry Potter, you'll like this. You might. If you like middle grade fantasy in general, you'll probably enjoy this, but it's definitely not Harry Potter. And a lot of the things I loved about Harry Potter, this book doesn't share. So let's start with the things I do like. I do like Morrigan. She is a ton of fun as a character, and I like the secondary characters very well. Without going too into detail with who they are, I thought it was a well-developed story, an interesting plot. I did like the characters, so no problems there. The main challenge I had, and again, I think a big part of this is I don't read a ton of fantasy. The world building was a little bit too complex for what I would have liked. It was a little hard to follow. One of the things I love about Harry Potter is that you start in the real world, and so much of the fantastical stuff is stuff I was already familiar with. I knew what a witch was, I understood the, wands and the magic. The magic I understood, and I could really conceptualize it. Hogwarts is basically a medieval castle, and a lot of the stuff we see, the ghosts and stuff, are things that make sense in our world. One of my challenges with NeverMoor is it was a lot more out there. Even the world where Morrigan is from is not really our world, or it's not our world. It doesn't bear a strong resemblance to our world. Like, there's certain things in common, but it was, I kind of was already a little out of the loop as they're trying to explain her world, and I'm trying to understand how their life works and what their world is like. And then as soon as I kind of think I might sort of get it, we end up in NeverMoor, and things are even more different there. And I still, and mind you, this is book 1. I think book 2 is coming out soon, or already came out, I'm not really sure. But maybe I'll have some more answers then, but I don't really understand how the magic, if you will, in this book works. There's a lot of elements of the fantasy part of it that I still don't get. And I don't know if I'm just not far enough in the story, because some of the stuff that gets revealed at the end, I could see them in the next book having more explanations for why some of the things work the way they do. And again, it wasn't bad, and it wasn't so confusing I couldn't enjoy it, but I just felt like the world was too much. There was too many elements that the writer, Jessica Townsend, maybe threw in that I don't understand why they were necessary. It was, I'm not saying it wasn't fun, but it was too much for me. And so I had trouble following it. I had trouble appreciating it. I had trouble wrapping my mind around a lot of the stuff in this book. So that did dull my enjoyment a little. Now I did enjoy the overall book. I enjoyed the trials. I enjoyed the plot, and I loved the Harry Potter-esque tropes. And you do see that. There is definitely a feel of Harry Potter to this. Not necessarily in the world, I would say, or the magic exactly, but more in like the characters and some of the plot. And, you know, Harry Potter grows up in this family that hates him, and Morrigan grows up in this family that hates her because she's cursed. And, you know, different parallels. I could definitely, like, since I was expecting something Harry Potter-like, I definitely saw a lot of similarities and parallels between this and Harry Potter, but it wasn't necessarily one of those things where I felt like I could be like, oh, I love Harry Potter, so this is amazing too. Again, it's not bad, but it's not Harry Potter. And if you're going into it going, this must be exactly like Harry Potter because so many people are telling me it is, I think it's a little more difficult than Harry Potter. So if you're not hugely into fantasy, this might be a challenging book. It certainly was for me. Again, the world building stuff, I couldn't wrap my mind around a lot of it. And a lot of it I just kind of got confused on. I may at some point reread this, particularly after continuing the series. I do want to read the next book, and then maybe when the 3rd book comes out, I'll go back and try to figure out what I don't understand, and maybe by then I'll have a better working knowledge of the world. Because, like, when Harry Potter came out, I was pretty young, so I don't remember if I had any of these issues with the Harry Potter world. I mean, we're so far in advance, or past that now. There's the movies and so many other things that helped shape my understanding of Harry Potter. So it could be that I felt this way about Harry Potter a little bit too, because it is a fantastical world. But this one is just so much different than our world that it wasn't quite what I was expecting. And it kind of made it less enjoyable for me than it could have been. Again, still a 4 out of 5. Still a good book. Still worth reading. If you like middle grade fantasy, pick it up. It's fun, but it's a little bit more challenging as far as understanding a lot of the stuff going on. So that's what I thought of NeverMoor. I am waiting for the next book to come to the library so that I can check it out. But I will review that when it comes too. So if you've read this book, what did you think? Did you think it was very Harry Potter-ish? Am I off maybe a little bit? You disagree, or did you see some of the issues with the world building being confusing as well? I would love to know what you have to say down below. Down below is also the subscribe and the like button. Feel free to press them if you'd like to. Alright guys, thanks. Bye.